I think it's good to know that it's more or less 1,000 meters down to the fjord.
Yeah.
Straight down. So if you fall, you die.
We are Tobias and Ida, and together we travel the world. We love adventures, and usually those adventures include nature, a pair of hiking boots, a pair of bikes, and of course a couple of skis.
Good morning!
Morning!
It's a beautiful morning. We are packed up and ready, and
Yes.
We are going to the Kjeragbolten.
The Kjeragbolten, it's a rock stuck in between two mountains, holding it together by sheer force of nature.
We are at the parking place for the Kjeragbolten, and as you can see, the parking space is quite huge, and there is even more on the other side of the road. Parking here was quite pricey, 300 crowns to park here 24 hours, or as long you need for the hike, but seems to be in good facilities. Some toilets over there, I think that's a restaurant over there. They have everything you need. Now we have to find Ida. There is Ida. That is a problem we will not have, sadly. So I crashed the drone. Looks like I cracked the memory card as well. So we will start with a push about 200 altitude meters up. It's supposed to be quite steep and quite rough start. Good signs all the way, so it's about 5k walking.
In order to get to the Kjeragbolten, you need to hike for at least 2.5 hours. And that is if you're used to hiking. So if you're not used to hiking, it probably would take you more than 2.5 hours.
Here you can see the parking lot from above, and as you can see it's huge and it's only partly filled up so far. On the other side of the valley there's the mountain.
This trip there's a lot less people than on Preikestolen, so that's really good. So in that way it's really recommended because the views are just as spectacular, and I think when we reach the top they're going to be amazing. And the nature is more untouched, but at the same time it's a bit more demanding. I think you need to have like better shoes because you walk on rocks and mountains, so better shoes and maybe better shape than to Preikestolen.
We're not finished yet, but I would guess this one is about 6 hours or something, and Pulpit Rock or Preikestolen is only like 3, so it's there you can go back and have lunch at the camp, but here you should bring some food and water, and you will be out more or less the whole day, so it's definitely a more demanding trip or hike. Here you can see that they have built a nice wide trail with stones and bridges all the way. So we go down here and up again to the summit. I guess you can't see it, but somewhere there's a small cabin made of rocks. So it's an emergency shelter. So it's kind of locked, but if you are in need you can get in. And we are at 870 meters above sea level. So we're getting there, but first we have to go down a bit before we start the big climb up this ridge, and I think that will be the last push. And here we have some signs that says it's 2.8k to Kjeragbolten. What do you think about the track so far, Ida?
Good, but it's quite heavy.
Yeah.
It's a lot of uphill. I think we reached the plateau. It looks like it because we talked to our hosts and they said that on the top it would be very flat. So we think we've reached the plateau now. So we just have to walk and walk and see where we end up.
And as you can see, it's more or less only stone, flat mountain, so very easy to hike. There was actually a guy running here, so it's very easy to walk here. The path goes down here and then it continues over and up. So still a bit climb to do, There you have it. A lot of people standing in line. A bit far away maybe so you can see it, but it's there, I will promise you. In the middle of the image. There's a man standing on top of it now.
When we reached the Kjeragbolten and I saw it for the first time, I got really scared. Of course I was happy that we had reached the top, but at the same time looking at this rock just being held up by two mountains and the sheer forces of nature, it got me really scared. Thinking that I was gonna go out on this rock and stand there, I was fearing for my life. Me and heights, we have a complex relationship. On one hand, I love the view, but I get really scared. My hands start sweating and I start panicking. I see this small path ahead of me, even though the path is huge, and I only think about the worst case scenario, and that is me falling down into my death. And the Kjeragbolten is the perfect example of this fear.
Litt oppe henne. Hoppa. Backflip. Backflip. Ok, ferdig. Ok. Safe ground. That was the Kjeragbolten.
Yes.
Do you think, Ida?
I think I was brave who did it.
Yeah, you were very brave.
That did it.
We were a little bit exposed to get on the bolt itself.
Yeah, but it was actually a quite nice path though. I mean, it was a little exposed, but you could walk, you know, you didn't have to climb around it. And there was like this small thing you could hold on to, but it is really weird that you have going up here on mountains that are fairly easy to climb, you have chains, but when you're actually going up to the bolt, there's really nothing.
Yeah, and I think it's good to know that it's more or less 1,000 meters down to the fjord.
Yeah.
Straight down. So if you fall, you die.
Don't fall.
Don't fall. So, but the hike was fairly easy, I would say. It took us about 2.5 hours to get here.
With some stops and a detour.
Yeah, so not that bad. We time filming, chilling, no stressing. We spent about 45 minutes or something standing in line and taking photos. That took some time as well. So that's something I think you should count in.
Yeah.
That it will take some extra time. Just
scheduled for.
Yeah, to get that photo and wait in line for that.
Yeah.
So now I think we will have some snack before we start descent and tour back to the car.